By the time we reached the bottom of the slope, the waves had grown almost tenfold in stature. I removed my shoes, casting them aside in favor of finding ground. I had barely considered the 4 elements and directions, but my inner magic firmly pushed in its own direction. I strode onward, confidence building as a sense of stillness formed around me amidst the tumult. After several more paces, I turned to discover Dom falling behind as he struggled to cross the veiled threshold between the safety of the dunes and the raw, roiling power of the sea. It was almost as if the air was thick around him. He dipped his shoulder low and barely inched forward. As for myself, I felt no struggle, passing through as smooth as a tumbled stone as I reached the water at last. "Julia!" he cried as he fell to his knees. He was even further behind now, wiping the back of his arm across his brow as the sand and spit slashed around him, chapping his face pitilessly. I knew that any normal man would have failed to crest the dune entirely, let alone be able to descend to the shoreline. Yet Domhnall OBrien persisted. Now, however, he was being violently barred passage, and I felt a deep calm settle within me. "Leave him," I said, my voice commanding, mighty as the sea itself. Dom's eyes shot towards me, frightened and reverent at once. The assaulting forces dropped immediately, and he sank into the softness of my magic. Around us, the wind and water raged onward, but within the sphere of my protection, there was only calm. Dom remained on his knees, shoulders drooping in relief as I slowly stepped towards him across the cold sand. I placed my chilled hands around his windswept head, brushing his hair back gently from his battered face. Despite everything, his skin was still warm to my touch. He looked up, his breath hitching slightly as he sighed, fighting back a tidal wave of emotion. "Why are we here?" Taking a deep breath of my own, I replied, not with my voice, but speaking directly into his mind, just as Agnes had done with me all those weeks ago. Somehow, I knew I could manage it today, though I had never before. With the sovereign standing tall, the world ruler too must bear his crown. As the sorcerer seeks to find the grail, spear in hand, to chalice he is bound. To reveal the lost wellspring, the sun and moon must accept their fate. When the Celt accepts the mantle, the crone too shall find her strength. For the earthen weapons masters and tree talkers with open sky above, darkness reigns where light cannot, and from its root the land will rot. As I spoke wordlessly to him, I knitted in the images of what I had seen, of his destiny and mine, woven together in our continuing battle against Cassius. My path had never felt clear in the past, which I had now come to understand was limited by our curses. But now I knew there was a future, our future, and the price we would pay would be dire if we ignored the call. This new prophecy was commanding Dom to step into his own divine, balanced power, just as I had been called to do. At last, I fell to the ground before him, sobbing and patently unsure of what came next. "Diviner," Dom said in astonishment, before crashing into his own breaker of sobs. I wrapped my arms around him, and we stayed there for a time, whole and terrified.